I think when you practice layers of imperfection. But I can tell you practice a lot. So I was like on a roller coaster of emotion, like you practice, but you practice. She said, but I can tell you practice a lot because this piece is full of problems.
Aha.
So she said, basically, you practice wrong, you practice a lot, practice wrong a lot, piece has lots of problems.
Hi, my name is Michael Husu, and welcome to Cue Me In, a series from Melody Factory where we interview friends on music, culture, and what makes us unique. Welcome today, Julia and Leo. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
I like to start always to introduce who you are, a bit of why you got into music, what's keeping you from leaving, or what's making you continue music, and what instrument you play, and this kind of. So.
Ladies first, okay. So I come from Ukraine. I started to play violin when I was 7, and it was actually the choice of my father. He wanted me to make music, and I actually don't know why he chose violin. I know they wanted piano at first, but that didn't really work out that well. But then, yeah, violin actually was the right choice in the end. And yeah, I've been studying in Slovakia, in Belgium, and now here in Switzerland.
Wow, nice.
And it's been a journey.
A journey.
It's it wasn't that easy to actually, believe in what my father believed in the first place. So
Okay.
it took me some time to realize that, okay, I'm really doing the right thing, actually. So, but it happened. So
Yes, of course.
I'm very happy now to be here, to study here, and have an amazing professor. It's a dream come true. And yeah, already masters done.
Congrats.
Thank you. You too. So yeah, I think.
Hi, I'm Leo. I play the viola. But I also started with the violin. I come from Italy, and so when I started middle school, so I was 11, I think. There was the option to start an instrument, and the options in my school were piano, violin, classical guitar, or clarinet.
Okay.
And I was very enthusiastic. I wanted to play the piano. I was sure.
Wow.
I loved the piano. So I did the admission. Not it was not really an exam because they just wanted to see whether you could follow a basic rhythmical pattern or stuff like that. I could.
Congrats.
Probably. Thanks. And but the piano class was too full, so they said, "I'm sorry, it's either violin or nothing."
Wow.
And I said, "Okay,
Alright.
it's violin then." And I remember those first days because this was delivered to me by the violin professor who was a very tall Serbian woman,
Okay.
quite scary. And she was my first teacher, and I'm very grateful because then I started playing the violin, and I continued playing the violin, and I'm very happy about that. Also, I am a disaster at playing the piano, so
Maybe,
I think
yeah.
everything worked out in the end. What do you mean, maybe? Yeah.
No. I've never heard you play, so
Yeah,
maybe it's also a
good.
reason why I
That's
haven't.
good.
But
That's good. Um, and um, and then I actually decided I wanted to do this professionally only a few years ago. I was also studying in a university physics.
really,
Yes,
wow.
because of I liked physics and science and mathematics, but then I decided that music was really what I love, is really what I love, and My parents were not very happy in the beginning
Okay.
when I chose that. And then I switched to the viola 3 years ago, and then yeah, I'm a viola player. I mean, I try to be a viola player,
I think you're pretty.
but it's
Pretty good
it's
viola
it's okay. It's okay. It's very. I think I've done the right choice because viola players are always very much in demand.
In demand, yeah.
Yes.
So it's good.
Yeah, but also the sound I find is also has a different quality.
It does.
You
It
have
does.
to invest in this
Yeah,
mellow
yeah.
and rich
I also love
timbre.
the kind of person you need to be a viola player. You
Yeah.
know, it's not. It's always a bit in the background, but also like having to serve others.
Support.
Yeah.
Hey, beautiful.
Yeah.
So you both play sometimes in the Melody Factory school concerts. Can you tell us a bit about this experience? What does that feel like? What is that? How is it to play for kids? How is it to yeah?
I've started doing it this in October, and it was a first with me also because it was not only a concert, but we had to interact with the children, you know,
Okay.
and deliver lines, and in German.
So acting.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Wow, you're starting another career at the
yes,
same time.
and in German, and we tried in the rehearsals, like it was quite free, so we could shape our stage persona as much as we wanted. So of course I was the stereotypical Italian guy,
Bravo.
Mamma
but
mia.
Mamma Mia, yes. But it worked out. Kids loved the character. So yeah, no, it was simply completely new because it was not just the usual concert routine. So you focus, you practice,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
just go play,
Thank
applause,
you. Go
thank
home.
you, goodbye.
Yeah.
It's really something different because you can't, of course, expect absolute silence and complete attention. But it's also interesting to see how a different audience reacts to what you do, to what you play. And sometimes kids are the harshest audience because you realize immediately whether they're bored and like they don't have to fake, they just stop paying attention, you know. But yeah, I think it worked out. We did it quite a few times, I think 10 or 15
Wow.
in
The season.
in total, yes, in different schools. And it's always interesting to see how different also age groups react to the.
What is your favorite or what is the most difficult age group? Would you say?
Well, I think there's a sweet spot around the age of 5 or 6, probably. I think if they get older, they might get a bit. Okay, this is for young people. But if they're too young, it's also a bit chaotic. Also because so in the show, a big dragon puppet comes
The
out.
dragon puppet comes out, and then
And
and
if the
kids
kids
just go crazy.
if the kids are young, it's just a disaster. I mean, the dragon comes out and they stop seeing anything else. They just the dragon, and so yeah, you hear very loud screams and yeah, it was nice. And we did it with a few different people. Then Julia joined us. Julia, I don't know why I said Julia. Sorry. She joined us, and yeah, it was. I think she also played 2 different roles.
Yes,
Probably.
I
Wow.
played both.
Congrats.
First, David wasn't there, so the first time I joined, I learned the part of second violin.
Okay.
And then a bit later, I was asked to do the part of the first violin, which was a lot more with a lot more script text, and so it was. I was really nervous, but in the end, it worked out pretty well, I think. And it's so much fun. I mean, as you said, the kids are probably the most honest audience, but most of the time, I don't know, I don't feel like we had any bad experience or anything. It was really really nice. They were always super excited and grateful, engaged in the
Yes.
one.
There was just one show.
I know.
So our one of the other violinists, David,
Yes.
we
We might see him in another interview.
We
or-
might see.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
hope.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I hope you will. So, he's a huge fan of the recent Mean 6-7.
Oh no. Okay.
Huge fan. And one day he decided to try that on stage, and the kids were old enough to know the meme.
Yes.
And since he did the movement, the show was just out of control.
It just erupted.
They were just screaming this
Oof.
this thing out. So it was a bit like surreal to go on with this show, you know, because you say like we're playing, but they're clearly not.
They're not. The headspace is gone.
Yeah, that's just burned. And we are also laughing because these kids are screaming 6-7 so
But
loud all
I
the
remember your face. You weren't
time.
laughing that
I was
much.
horrified.
It
I
was so
was like, what's happening?
What is gonna do
how
now?
to save this?
These kids are lost. and but then I mean we recovered.
Recovered and made it.
No, I had to take some meditation afterwards. It was like I have to reset.
traumatizing experience.
David was laughing. David was having the time of his life.
Yeah, of
David
course.
is always having the time of his life, bringing the fun.
What would you say is like the pros and cons, or how is it different to play for kids versus adults, or what would you wish each group would take from the other?
That's an interesting question. Again, kids are very honest. Sometimes too much, but it's a double blade.
Double-edged sword.
Thanks. But because if they're liking what you play, what you do, it's incredible
feel it,
because
no?
they are in
They're just-
absolute awe and
Yeah.
silence, and they're just. And then afterwards, they come to you and they're like, "Oh, hi," and they just say hi, which is amazing. You know, if
Yeah.
a little kid says hi, I said, "I play the violin as well." Oh, congrats! It's really cute. On the other hand, again, it can be very chaotic because if you don't like, I once played a concert for kids in Turin, and we played, I think so. It was a string quartet concert, and we played a quartet by Haydn in the first part, and then Shostakovich in the second part. During Haydn, they were all very how nice,
Yeah.
you know. And then we played Shostakovich, and it was like, what's happening? And the kids were like, and then
Like the eyes like this.
it was like, but it was also a bit weird because I felt like the teachers were forcing them
Okay.
to listen. It was like the mechanical orange, you know, when they
They open.
they were putting it like, and these kids were like, no, I don't want to hear this shit. And it's, I'm not mature enough to
understand.
hear
Yeah, I
the-
mean,
and we felt that, but again, it's a roller coaster of emotions because then you have a part of the concert where they're like, oh, how nice,
yes.
and then they're just in tears because it's
Yeah, I mean that also shows the power of the music itself.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
You can really
Yeah, yeah.
just change the physical
Yeah.
being of somebody.
Yeah. Of course, we're used to play for adults, and of course it's nice to at least feel that you have complete attention
Yeah.
from them because the hall is always
Silence.
silent.
Or with a cough here
Most
and
of
there.
the time,
Yeah.
A candy that
Candy,
takes
mm.
15 minutes to open. But sometimes you just feel I have a feeling that we are like in an aquarium, you know.
Okay.
There's a glass. Sometimes they're just there to see a show.
How the fishes moves.
Yeah, but it's not really engaged like as it is with the children. Of course, it also depends.
Of what
What's
kind
the
of
audience?
yeah.
What you're playing in what situation?
Yeah.
And with the adults, it anyway brings some kind of pressure because if it's a concert, people paid for it, and you know you need to deliver.
I mean, people are also coming there specifically for
that,
the experience.
For this
no?
kind of music and or for this type of a musician or whatever. But yeah, and with children, I would agree on everything you said. But there's an interesting part with the teenagers,
Ah, yeah.
which we also had an experience to play a few shows for older children, and it was, I remember the first one we did, and I really felt like, oh, they don't want to be here. Why are they here? But then the more recent ones,
Yeah.
we changed a bit the playlist, and I think it was much more
Appropriate.
interesting for them, even to show that even classical music can be sometimes quite a banger.
Nice. Yeah.
And that's, yeah.
And I think what helped in the last shows is that we had there was a Swiss guy who made a nature documentary that had to accompany our music. So
Okay.
the music was the concept was a link between music and
And
nature.
nature.
So, for example, we were playing two movements from Vivaldi's Four Seasons, and the video showed the
Aspects.
yeah. And I think that helped to keep the focus because they had a visual and audio reference. It's a
Okay.
bit now you see on Reels that there's an important video and then Subway,
Subway
Surfer,
Surfer,
you know.
yes.
I think that's the general concept behind it. It was, of course, and I was, while we were playing, I was looking at the audience and I was seeing like they were all like this on the screen. And that's good because that means they're focused and they're also listening.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
because
indirectly.
Yeah.
it's there. But no one was just no video and on the.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's why
That's
why
the
the
purpose
screen
of
is
the
there.
screen. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, we have to also be creative in this sense, I think, to try and find different aspects.
And going back to the audience, the difference of playing for different audience, I think it, especially with adult audiences, I think the experience of the musicians can change completely, depending on whether you know someone particular is in the audience
Okay.
or not, like your teacher
Yeah.
or
Family
some
or
of your
friends.
friends, your
Yeah.
classmates. That's the worst. Like,
Why?
if you know your classmates are in the
In the
audience and
audience.
you play like shit, you're like, oh no, I'm fucked. You know, I can't go and play in the class anymore. But that's just not true because everybody can make
No,
mistakes.
everyone is in the
and-
same boat. I mean,
Yeah.
each person will go up and think the same thing. No.
Of course, yeah. But like also, even if you think someone might be in the audience, then for at least what happens to me sometime. Like, I don't know. You know, I remember one time I was playing in something. I don't know. I don't remember precisely what. And I remember 1 week before I was talking about this concert with one teacher of mine, and I had a huge respect for this teacher. He was amazing. We had a very nice relationship, and I remember telling him, and then I removed this, and like 1 minute before going on stage, I remember that he said, "Oh, I might come," and that
Then boom.
I was like, oh no, I need to be. If he listens to me and I don't play as good as he knows I can and I know I can, it's gonna be the end. But it's just not true because every performance is different, and I think that's something that builds that like knowing that it's just a
A
moment,
performance, a moment in your life.
that builds with that's some experience you gain by playing for different audiences and just registering the many different reactions that one can have. So I think that's great. What also for us playing with for kids and for different
Age groups.
age groups.
Yeah.
You just see different reactions and you get used to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A different strategy.
That's an interesting topic about having someone in the audience. I had a huge issue with that.
Really?
Yeah, like even a few years ago, it was such an problem even sometimes to know, okay, this teacher is there or that person is there, and you have this pressure of also like delivering the best you can, but it gets it away from you basically, this stress. And it's actually in the last 2 years that I'm in Switzerland, it really helped me a lot to kind of shift that mentality and approach for performing. I don't know, maybe it's from Eastern European countries, it's a bit tough if you come from that background, with that background and with that upbringing. It's always you need to be 100%, no mistakes should be made, and blah blah blah. And that's such a. Also, we played our Abschluss concert a few days ago, and it made such a shift in my perception, and I realized how much it changed in these years, and I'm super happy about it actually, because now I don't have that feeling anymore. It really that music comes in the first place finally, and not the
social aspect,
social aspect or what whoever whatever thinks of you. And it's very. This is where we should actually be, focusing and have our direction at. Also from in teaching.
Yes.
For the small kids, because if you know the other way, I will make everything possible to
change
to change that
the way
to
that
really,
works. Would you like to also enlighten us on your passions outside of music? Do you have some kind of many, or what kind of things do you do? Because sometimes people think, okay, musicians, we just practice, just in the box.
We practice, of course, but yeah, I think it's necessary, especially for the kind of work we do, which is it basically takes up a big space of our time and also of all our personal space. I mean, you can practice at home, you can practice at school, so everywhere is potentially your workplace. So at least I had to find some, not distractions, but some other ways of using my mind, to just not to be on just one trail, and to have a bit more. So what I enjoy doing the most, other than playing and make music, is cooking.
Bravo.
And I have my house is quite small here in Lucerne, and I think most of the cupboards and closets are full of cooking equipment and cookbooks, and I just love it. I spend time like watching YouTube videos about cooking and recipes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, also when I should sleep, like I go into cooking rabbit holes
3 a.m.
on
watching
YouTube.
Italian nonnas.
I found myself a couple months ago. I was trying to sleep, and a friend texted me, and she said, "Are you sleeping?" And I said, "I wish I was," but I found myself watching a 45 minutes long video about how to cook pig legs.
Pig legs.
Yes, I didn't know you could.
Okay.
But
There
I was, 45 minutes.
Amazing.
And then of course, I had to watch the follow-up, which was video, 45 minutes each. And so, yeah, that's just what I love doing. But I love doing it not just for the act of doing it. Also, I think the best feeling in life is like to cook and then to sit there and see the reaction of the people
that you shared with.
You're cooking for.
Yes.
Because interestingly enough, I love to cook, but then when I cook, I can eat what I cook and I like it. But the best thing is to just cook for others, And I think that's actually, if you think about it, very similar to what we do
in music.
Because of course it's beautiful to practice and play for yourself, but in the end, we are performers, so we do this for the others, not necessarily an audience, but also just to play with others.
Yes.
And the act of cooking itself is also very similar to music, because I think it's the only art form where you have a something written down to follow. In music,
Yeah.
we have a score.
Like a recipe
in
almost?
In cooking, we have a recipe, and you can, of course, do it exactly the same and
Or
do
add
it
your
and
little
add
spice
your
and
little
thing.
spice. Exactly. Yeah.
Nice, bravo.
Yeah. Thanks.
And you have different chefs in the kitchen? You can have 3 chefs at a time?
No, I hate.
You're
hate
the
cooking
director
with-
solo.
I hate, the only person I can comfortably cook with is my father.
Okay.
Because
Not even your mom.
No, my mom is a terrible cook.
Okay.
She's an Italian mother, and she's a terrible cook.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry if she
She's
will have I mean, not terrible cook, but there's other stuff that she does better than cooking.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, she just doesn't have the interest. Like sometimes she just puts something to cook and then she goes read a book, and 3 hours later she goes, something's burning, and she's like, and yeah, that's the thing you were supposed to
take care of.
And my dad is a very good cook, and he is the one who taught me the first
The
things.
steps.
Yeah. That's it. And we also have a huge culture about food in the house. I mean, that's my father #1 rule is you can save money on anything but not on food and drinks.
Bravo.
You know?
Wow.
So I've also been raised well when it comes to food and wine. So yeah, I like sharing it, and I think that's the best. She knows she's
You're also a good cook, no? You've done. I remember.
I've never tried.
Some years ago a very big pierogi night. Handmade pierogies.
Yes. Yeah, varanike. I mean, it's the same
Similar.
thing. But yeah, it was so nice. It was already 3 years ago. Time flies. I do enjoy cooking as well, very much. But I also very much enjoy time alone.
Nice, that's good.
To exactly like to turn my mind off, to clear the head, and to gain some energy for the battery to be full again. I would
Yes.
go for a run, to go to a gym, for a walk in the nature, in the woods, or something like that works very, very nice for me.
Just time for yourself to reflect or to.
I hate running.
That's why you don't.
That's why you cook.
Yeah.
You stay in one spot.
I've tried. Also, I hate all solo sports. Basically, I've tried going to the gym. Most boring.
Boring. Okay.
I also think it's stupid. I feel like a chicken, you know, when they force feed chicken because they have to be fat.
And
when
what
they
about
kill them.
like sports activities, like
I loved
basketball or something?
yes team sports. I love playing volleyball. I loved playing volleyball. Then of course I had to stop because of my fingers
finger
getting
safety.
broken all the time.
I understand.
And that was okay until up until when my musical life was not professional.
Yeah.
But then when I had to practice every day and play every day, that was just not.
You can't take the risk. Yeah.
And it was not a risk; it was a certainty. Like you go out of every training with
Some kind of
injury. So yeah, but yeah, solo sports not good.
Well, for me, team sports are a disaster. I'm
Oy.
so clumsy. The ball is just.
Rather no
Please
ball.
don't- No.
Just run without the ball.
Yeah.
All together as a team.
I mean.
Yeah. Once.
Since we are involved in music and we also work on ourselves, is there some kind of vision you have for yourself? Maybe also some kind of way that you work with yourself to go more deep in terms of how you invest your time, in terms of what your values are, in terms of dedication, something moral to you? What does that mean to? Is this something that you improve your life? Is it something that you choose to, in this kind of area? What is this in that way of an investment to yourself? Can be related to music or not, or.
Well, I feel like I've always had a plan.
Okay.
And it's hard for me to find myself in a position where I don't have a plan. And it also happens. And now exactly is the time.
Okay.
You know, a person finishes the studies and
Yes.
you
You're open with
like,
endless possibilities.
yeah, oh, that's a good mindset. Endless possibilities, or on the other hand, you can find yourself in a position like, what should I do now?
Okay.
And it's normal. It's okay. I think everyone feels that way more or less. And for me, at this point, I don't have a completely clear vision. And I'd really like to give myself some time to just find a way. I know I will. But I do have some blocks in me that keep me from really like pushing more
Okay.
forwards. And I'm aware about them, so I'll focus on that, to work on that.
On releasing that
Yes.
from yourself.
Yes, and eventually I really do hope I would get a place in a nice orchestra with nice people around the community.
Yes.
It's quite important for a person to feel that he is a part of something.
Yeah.
And yeah, I and enjoy the ride also.
Do you see yourself staying here and working here?
I love Switzerland. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yes.
But yeah, I will for sure do everything that's possible for me to stay here. But even if it doesn't work out, it's okay.
Yes.
I will. I don't have a particular. I've also moved quite a lot of times in my life to different places and countries, so I think I'm quite okay with that.
Flexible with yourself too.
And
Yeah.
I know the process of adjusting to new people and new places. So when I feel ready to apply for auditions and see what's on the
On the other side.
yes, I don't think I will really look at the map that much. I mean that
Yeah, it's secondary.
I would go wherever. In the end, you make your own home. Home is where you are and where the people you love are. So
That's beautiful. Yeah.
it doesn't really matter to me that much.
The location.
Nice. I'm not sure about me staying in Switzerland. Not because of the musical world, because I come from Italy and it's much better here under many points of view. I mean, Switzerland is a tiny, tiny country, and yet it has many more
Opportunities.
and also like just professional orchestras that it would be great to play in.
Yeah.
Compared to Italy, in Italy we have orchestras. Some of them are really good, but you can really count them on one hand.
Okay.
And it's of course very hard to get a place, and then it's Italy, so you need to
Wait a long time for
wait a
things
long
to happen.
time. And also, like, if you actually do get in one of these orchestra, then you have to work with Italians, so which is great. Sometimes it's not. And then Italy. I mean, it's a beautiful country, but full of problems. I mean, it's no one is paid enough. I think a recent statistic says that we are the only country where the salaries are lower than they were in the 1990s. So
Wow.
that's not good. Like
Okay.
everywhere in the I don't know about
Yeah.
everywhere in the world, but everywhere in Europe that I'm quite sure about, they are higher.
Yeah.
In Italy, they're not. So yeah, that's not good. But yet, there are some things that I really miss about Italy. Switzerland is great. You can work very good here, but there's some aspect of just life and letting things go easy that it's not that immediate. You know, yeah. I realize, as we were saying, I love cooking, and one thing I realized is that, like, when I go back to Italy, the first thing I do is go around for groceries, and then I go like to the meat shop. I go and I know the guy. He knows me since I was born, and so it's always the same person, and I go to the bread shop and they know me, the blah blah blah, the vegetable shop, and here it's just Migros and
Yes, but it's also, I
supermarket.
mean, you have a connection because you grew up there. So
Yes,
I mean,
but I mean, it's very hard, I feel, to get personal connection, deep personal connections just with the place. I mean, it's easy to get personal connections like in school or in
Yeah,
on the workplace, but I feel like everything needs to be very efficient and not really grounded and personal. So that's something I would think about if I ever should get a job here or anything. Again, from the musical point of view, I don't have a clear vision of myself. Also because I'm like Julia, I'm about to start other 2 years of masters, so there's time. I'm also going to prepare auditions for orchestras because I think that's not only the safe option for a musician, but also what I really like to do because I love playing in orchestras. I really have fun. Um, but I also would love to play in chamber music groups, and because the only thing I really don't see myself doing as a career, not only because I wouldn't like it, but because I think you need to practice more than what I do, is is to have a solo career, because that's entirely another thing. But playing chamber and playing in a good orchestra is what I would like, what I think what everyone would like to do. So yeah, that's my musical vision. And one thing I would love to work on myself as a musician, that's something I've been discussing a lot with my teacher also, is my impatience to get things done.
okay, yes.
You know, I realize this in rehearsal sometimes, and also in my practice, that I realize there's an issue, not, or maybe not, that's not called an issue, something that needs to be practiced.
Challenge, yeah.
Challenge, and I want to get there as fast as possible, and I stress myself to do it, and that's not always good.
Yeah.
And also in rehearsals, sometimes I get a bit annoyed when things take too long. You know, like there's lots of talking. No, but maybe we should do it like this. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should try this. And I'm like, let's try one thing first, and then if it works,
Great.
done.
And if not, then
You know?
we experiment again.
But I realize that's not always possible, and I think I'm quite diplomatic when it comes to rehearsing most of the time. But I think I think the person I'm the least patient with is ultimately myself.
Yeah, I mean, I
When-
think that's the case for a lot of everyone.
So that's something I would like to get better at.
I find it also when I get this as well, I think, okay, imagine myself also as one of those friends that you're with, and okay, let me talk to myself as if I'm one of the people I'm trying to teach, and say, hey, okay, like I also need time. And especially I think something maybe people don't think about is that music is also muscular,
It's
and muscles need time to understand things as well. So even if you get it instantly, emotionally or whatever, it just needs time for it to
Takes
get
time.
inside the body. Yeah.
That's actually a very interesting topic. The way on how to prepare not only your mind but your body also for a performance or for a piece you have to play. And I think one of the best advice I take with myself from my teacher from these 2 years is always to practice in a performance-oriented way, you know? Like when it happened, it still happens in my lessons, that when she said some things that's out of tune, and then I just play and listen to the note, but maybe with a sound that's not what I will
perform with.
perform. And she said, "Why are you doing that? You know, that's not how you will play it, and you need to practice the intonation with the sound you will use on the part of the bow you will use in the concert, with the spirit you will use it. Otherwise, you're just practicing something that you will not use.
It's just
eventually.
using specific intention
And
is the most important.
that good way of practicing, it's also something to like get over this impatience, because it gets you to do things quicker, better, and without you getting stressed, you know. And I realized coming here to Lucerne and working with my teacher and with other musicians, that my way of practicing was a bit chaotic.
Okay.
Functional, I mean functional as in I
got you
I
where
got the
you
thing
were. Yeah,
done
yeah.
eventually, but getting much longer than I
Yeah.
needed. You know, because it was a bit chaotic. Oh, this is out of tune. I practice the intonation. Then I get the intonation done. The sound is shit. Then I need to practice the sound. And you practice the sound for half an hour. The note is out of tune again. You know. But if you really activate your brain for 1 second and do everything together,
It's solved quickly.
it's
Yeah.
solved quickly. Yes. And that's ultimately what we do in masters, because we know how to play our instruments.
Yeah, I would say that.
I would
yes.
say, but you just need to master a way of taking it to the next level, also as a professional. Like when you maybe you work in an orchestra and you have full days of rehearsal and 2 concerts twice a week.
Yeah.
You need to be quick to learn stuff, and the only way to be quick and do it well is to know how to practice in a proper way. That's and the practice is the most of our job, because the concert, it's just a tiny part. Yes. You practice a piece for months maybe, and then you play it, and in half an hour it's over. And so knowing how to behave in the practice time is really a huge piece of what we can learn, I think.
And it's funny, I had the same conversation with my teacher
Really?
yesterday. Yeah. Because I came for the lesson and I asked him like what should be my approach now if I need to play a piece in a week, let's say. And it's a technical piece, and I played it a few years ago quite well, but now, of course, I mean, takes time until it comes back. And so I didn't really, even touch it. I just came to the lesson and I asked about it, because I think both of our teachers are great at this. They know how to practice and they know how to teach that as well. How just to take as little time as possible and to get you as fast as possible to where you should be. And exactly, he showed me some stuff, this place, that place, and here and there. And he said, don't practice what you're not going to use, really, or what's going to get you actually in trouble, because it's, for example, it's like a super fast passage in 16ths, and then you would start, a few years ago I would start to practice it like slowly, note by note, to get it into the back in the fingers and the hands. And it's not how you should do it, actually, because if you play it slowly and you use a lot of bow,
Yes.
then it's the completely opposite way. Here it should be fast and here it should be slow, and not the other way around. And that's exactly what I would also very very much love to improve in myself, because I'm always so impatient during practice, and I actually am even angry sometimes, which also my teacher told me, like, don't do this to yourself, be kind to yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, we can relate to that one very very much, but it really, I mean, it's so deep. It's really hard to get it out of the nature already. But it's a good
I think there's always
vision.
chance to.
For sure, if you really focus on that, then it's possible.
There's a line my teacher, like not a line, a sentence my teacher told me once, and that left me for 1 week. I was like, should I go back to physics or I don't know,
Okay.
cook? I just
Become a cook.
Become a cook. And I was playing a piece I felt quite comfortable with to her in a lesson, and I played it through.
Yeah.
And I was quite satisfied with the result. She was sitting there like this, And she said, I think when you practice layers of imperfection. But I can tell you practice a lot. So I was like on a roller coaster of emotion,
Yeah.
like you practice, but you practice. She said, but I can tell you practice a lot because this piece is full of problems.
Aha.
So she said, basically, you practice wrong, you practice a lot, practice wrong a lot, piece has lots of problems. And I was like, oh, interesting. And this happened in the first 15 minutes of a 2 hours lesson.
So you know how the next.
And I couldn't play for the next
Wow.
2 hours because I just sat down and we had a talk, about
Yeah.
about how to face this. And but sometimes
It's necessary.
it's needed, and there have been moments in these 2 years with my teacher where I was like, I can't do it. I think I texted her once. I said I cannot play viola anymore.
Wow.
That's,
That's strong.
because it takes a lot of deconstruction of what doesn't work, but sometimes what doesn't work is what you cling on because it's what you're most certain about because you don't know it doesn't work in the end.
Yes, I think that's also common in unmusical things as well.
course,
I mean,
of course.
habits that people have or we have also that
But our
we need to
instrument
face.
is our second voice. That's a bit of a cliche, but it's true. I mean, if you can't do that, and if you feel like you're not comfortable playing, you're like, what am I gonna do? You know? And I was like, I can't play viola anymore. And I was really upset until I understood how to
reframe it.
embrace what she was telling me in the best way. And now I really understand what she says most of the time.
We have
Sometimes
Takes
she's
time.
very direct,
yeah.
and she knows. We have had some chamber music lessons with her.
Yes. I think I also have.
Yeah, she's just that doesn't work. I tell you, with a very
I think it's necessary now. I mean, like you also said, it needs to have the balance of direct to empathetic. But I think this is, for me at least, what I love, especially in music sharing or music making, is that you are also not only working on the music itself, but on the way to transmit and be direct and be empathetic and try and find the balance of negotiation almost. This is, I mean, you negotiate all the time as musicians to each other. Okay, we want to go this way, but no, maybe. Sometimes you see.
she also is great at making you a good chamber musician. At teaching you how to behave, not only play.
Okay.
And I mean behave also with your instrument, like how to use your body to show
Suggest
something
things, yes.
in chamber music. She had a huge chamber music career, so she knows all the tricks of the job, and it's great to have someone like that. And sometimes her chamber music lessons, even if the group is playing good, it can take 2 hours on 10 bars.
Wow.
Because it's just she doesn't care about teaching you, oh, now you play this movement this way and you phrase it this way because that's your business. But in 10, maybe she just teaches you how to show that the line is that place is where you should shine and the other should follow you.
Yes.
And that's a huge treasure to have someone like that. In again, she can be very direct.
Yes. Yeah.
She wants another. I have a diary where I
Right. All
write
your
down
positive
what and she once told me, I finished playing Bach on a lesson
Okay.
with her, and she said, when she starts with it's not gonna be something.
So you hear,
Nice. And she said, I think you don't love yourself as much as you love others.
Wow.
That was huge. I remember you telling me that.
And I was like, okay, what does she mean exactly with this? And then she explained, and it actually made very much sense because she is very good at reading a person only from their playing.
So you find, I mean, and I also agree, you find that what you play is a reflection of also
Yeah,
you as
of
a
course,
person.
of her person, and she's very good at reading what's very much evident and what's good about your personality that's showing, but also all
What
your
needs work, yeah.
insecurities and doubts you have. And it's great. It's a whole other system of teaching and having lessons.
Yes.
I'm used to. I was used. Now I'm used to her, but I was used to a complete different method. You know, you go to the lesson, you play a piece. The teacher tells you that
Crescendo should be more, forte, please.
this is
Yeah.
out of tune. Your elbow should be higher, which is of course something she does as well.
Yeah,
But
technical
it's not the
things.
interesting part because that's on a master now. Your technique should be your
It's also about the subjective
personal
experience,
hygiene.
no? Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
then you go there and you have an amazing experience listening to her talking. So I'm very
Wonderful.
grateful
Yeah,
to be
great.
here with her.
As my final question to you guys, where would we find you on a beautiful summer day like this? Where can we
With
find you?
this heat wave.
Yeah, it depends on whether my house has air conditioning.
Yes, exactly.
Or not.
Okay.
But
Or what kind of activity would you do? Would you wish? Let's say any activity. Can be even, I don't know, skydiving or something.
Oh no, no,
No
not
skydiving. No, no.
No.
Rather on the ground.
something that doesn't involve height.
To be absolutely fair with you, I do not understand all the enthusiasm
About summer.
about summer. First of all, I hate summer.
Wow!
I hate summer.
That's a crazy take.
but also I
Hate is a strong word, my
I hate.
friend.
I
He uses it a
despise.
lot, but doesn't mean it that much.
Uh-huh, okay.
I despise summer. What did you say? Sorry.
We will hear it
I despise summer
heavily.
heavily.
Okay,
First of all, I do not like the heat.
I understand. Okay.
I
It can be
mean,
difficult.
it's terrible. I'm first of all even if I'm sitting and it's extreme heat, I just sweat. I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm just a frog, you know, and I'm sweating. But and I think it's just debilitating. I mean, you can't go out with this heat unless you go to the lake and just go there and die on the beach, which is not something. It should not be limited to those options, you know.
Okay,
And
okay.
also, funnily enough, summer is the period where I get the most sick because
Really?
it's 38 degrees outside. Then you go inside, it's 19
Yeah.
because of air conditioning. Then you go outside for 10 meters, 38 degrees. You get into your car, 19 degrees for air conditioning. And then I sound like, I don't know,
Voldemort.
Aretha Franklin at the end of her days. And it's terrible. I just hate it.
Okay.
At least in winter, you can have a plan. You know, it's cold. It's cold. You cover yourself as much as you want.
Okay.
In summer, there's a
There's
moment,
no plan. There's nothing left to uncover.
there's a moment where you cannot take anything off
I
anymore.
understand. Okay.
So yeah, on an ideal summer day,
Just go wait for winter.
yes, yes, but also I hate being forced to staying in the house. So on an ideal summer day, I would not be anywhere.
I mean,
hot.
21 degrees outside, let's say.
Okay, that's okay. So
For you, we change the rules, but
21 degrees
Yeah.
outside. It's cold. It's okay. It's okay. 20, let's say 24. Okay.
okay, let's meet in the middle.
I don't know. Where I was going before is I don't understand all this enthusiasm for going to the lake. I mean, it's nice. You take a bath.
Have you seen this?
I mean, it's amazing to look at, but like if you go to the beach, you take a bath 10 minutes, then I'm like, what now? I mean, I hate going to the sea, to the beach and staying there for like 4 hours.
Okay, so in winter, what's your favorite thing to do then?
Cooking.
Okay, so it really.
No, I love like my ideal day. If
Yeah,
you had to ask
let
me
us
my
know.
ideal day, it's autumn.
Autumn, beautiful.
It's raining outside.
Okay.
I'm cooking very long. I'm alone in my kitchen.
Okay, wow.
I'm cooking. There's some music on. Um, maybe I've practiced a bit in the morning, otherwise I would feel guilty.
I understand.
And then I'm cooking. I've all my cooking planned from starters to dessert to whatever. Wine.
course.
Maybe I'm then when I'm finished I watch some TV show to decompress, and then my guests come, and I wait for them to
In the rain.
eat. No, I wait for them inside,
I
and then when they arrive, we eat. We drink wine. We get drunk possibly, and that's the ideal
Bravo.
day.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well said.
Love.
Yes.
Right.
But also another ideal day could be just spending hours sight reading chamber music with friends
That's nice.
and wine.
Very nice.
I think wine is
Wine is a
a
key
very
element,
important part.
wine,
Yes.
With you in summer. Are you a fan of summer?
No,
Wow, another.
not that
Are you
much.
a fan of wine?
The laugh says everything.
I mean, yes. For my ideal summer day, I don't know. I also cannot stand really high temperatures, so 25 degrees is perfect. 7 maybe, not more. I do get the idea of going to the lake for a few hours. And just, because I think the thing is that you're not able to do nothing.
I'm a bit hyperactive. Yes.
Yes. And I have no problem with that. I can just lay and do nothing and
You
enjoy
enjoy
it.
Yes. Yeah.
Not too long. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
but and I actually need it. I think it's quite important for me. So I don't know. It can be going to the lake. Can be going for a hike. Can be going for a road trip somewhere I've
nice.
never been to.
road trip.
Road trip is amazing.
Okay.
Can you drive?
Now?
Can you drive?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
I love driving.
I am a very good.
passenger.
Yes,
Passenger
navigate.
princess.
She's a very good navigator. Also, we only took. Well, it was mostly my fault. We were traveling to a melody
it was
concert.
not mostly. It was your fault.
Okay.
Okay.
We were traveling to. Hello. We were traveling to a melody concert, and we had to drive. And she was sitting next to me and using the navigator. Ouch. And I find Swiss highways a bit confusing.
Okay.
And so she was very clear with her instructions most of the time, and in her defense, when she wasn't there, I was with David, and he was being my navigator, and
they
we
get lost.
found each other in the center of Zurich, and
Zurich?
Zurich was not our destination.
Where was the destination?
We had to go from Lucerne to Stein am Rhein, which is close to Schaffhausen. So Zurich is just, you pass
Yeah, you should.
close to
Yeah,
Zurich, but you should
shouldn't
not
end there.
end up in the city center.
That's a
what
different. Yeah, but
But
Happens.
life has detours.
Yes.
I
exactly. Can
agree
find a way
that
out.
road trips are amazing. I love
Yes.
driving for long hours.
Okay.
I have no problem with that.
And also, I mean, in Switzerland, I would love to go for a road
Yeah,
trip with such
Also,
views.
also motorbikes.
He's buying a Vespa.
I'm about to
A Vespa.
a Vespa or a scooter, but probably a Vespa.
Wow. Do you have a favorite color? Or is
Oh,
this the dilemma?
That's
I can show
What would
you.
you?
That's
What would
a
your
question.
I can
Vespa
show
be?
you, and you can help me with the colors if you want.
He doesn't see the colors.
I'm colorblind.
Yes.
Huh.
That doesn't disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Because many people ask me this. Being colorblind does not necessarily mean you see in black and white. Okay? I do not see
Please,
in black
keep in
and
mind.
white.
Season,
Okay.
you see in brown and yellow.
My problem is that I do not see one of the three primary colors. My color blindness is actually one of the worst kinds.
Okay.
I do not see one of the three. So, okay, I don't want to be
Science.
too boring, but our eye sees the three primary colors first and then combines them to see the other colors.
Yeah.
And I don't see one of the three, which is red. I don't see red. I cannot see red. So anywhere where's red is a component, I just see that color minus the red component. So for example, purple, I see blue. because it's red plus
Yeah.
blue. Orange,
Orange
I
is
just see
yellow.
yellow. And pure red, I see dark brown, or what you call dark brown for a reason. So yeah,
For some reason.
I sometimes have difficulties at picking colors.
I
So
understand.
the new Vespas come in some colors that are nice. I miss the old ones, like the powerful red. The red Vespa is
Like
amazing.
the Ferrari. But Ferraris for you are all dark brown.
Yes.
That's
If they're-
sad.
But
Really.
it's special. We can never see the way he
No,
does.
but
Okay.
maybe it's a
Brown.
that's a philosophical question. For
Okay.
you all. Maybe we all see the colors differently.
That's also
That's another question.
possible.
Yeah, that's very
We'll
interesting to think about.
We have to think about this.
So
We'll keep you
I don't know
up at
if the
night
people
today.
in from home or from wherever they're watching this will see this. So these are the options. Okay.
You can
There-
help us.
There actually is a red.
Red.
It is a
version.
Beautiful.
The only thing I don't like
seat.
about this is the seat.
The seat is red.
Yes,
You don't like that?
I don't.
Why not?
I don't love the red seat. It's a bit weird, I think.
Okay. What's the best color for a seat?
I mean, black with the red seat. No, red with the black seat.
Uh-huh.
But also this, like this beige would be nice.
Beige.
Nice.
Because
it's classy.
it matches very well with my viola case. So it would be good. Then this is lovely.
This turquoise.
A bit bright, a bit shiny
seafoam
maybe.
green.
I mean, I think that's one of the colors that you see. Oh, that's Leo's bike. Whereas
okay, like this Bianchi.
beige, it's like just a bike. This one you see, and it's just there. So these are my.
But I heard that the brighter the color, the easier you get caught by the police.
Really. Okay. So maybe I should get a beige one. I don't know. Can we? I don't know where this will be posted. Can we have a poll so people can?
Yeah, we can work something to,
pick the
to
color.
choose
Thanks.
Leo's best.
Thank God.
Well, thank you guys so much for a wonderful interview.
Thank
We look super forward to seeing you in the Now concerts and also the school concerts. Thank you
Yes.
for all that you join.
We look forward to see
as well.
Yeah.
our other generations of children
Oh yeah.
attended Drach. We say a big hello to Drache Ludwig.
Drache Ludwig, thank you
Yes.
very much.
Thank you,
We will
thank
see you. Take
Um,
care. Ciao.
Yes.